Al, we got more dumb love triangle stuff this week that we've definitely never seen before.
Yeah.
Wow, look at all this new information.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Hello, welcome to this week's episode of Jared Now. Watch Inuyasha's episode 178. I'm Jared, joined as always by Doc Al and Lady
Hello.
We are discussing episode 174, episode 7 of the final act, entitled Mausoleum of Mount Azusa.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Koga's gonna hang out with the group now.
Yep.
And Kikyo is trying to suck out the miasma from Moroku.
Usually he would be excited about someone trying to suck things out of him.
Yeah, he's just laying there. He's
He's
like,
just like,
ugh.
ugh.
Naraku's just hanging out into like talking into a bubbly little vat of water.
Mm-hmm.
Which apparently is the remains of Mount Hakare, I guess. And also, this is Onigumo's voice or something. I don't know. I couldn't hear like anything that they were talking about here because the audio was so bad.
Yeah, it was Onigumo.
But yeah, he's just like,
head.
I got my stuff back. Anyways, I'm gonna be a spider and corrupt everyone. Corrupt Inuyasha, Kohaku, not Kohaku, Kikyo, and Kagome.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get the shards. Also, I know about their plan somehow because I'm just that smart.
Ooh.
Moroku wakes up while Kikyo's taking all the miasma out of him, and she's like, "Hey, don't use the wind tunnel anymore. You're gonna die." And he's like, "Yeah, probably. Also, probably don't tell anyone about this. Songo's got enough problems as is." And she's like, okay."
All right.
And then like she just gets up and leaves, and Yasha's like, "Hey, what's up?" And she's like, Moroku's fine. Anyways, gotta go." And he's like, "Okay." And then Kohaku also does the same thing. He's like, "Hey, I'm going. See ya." And
Bye.
Yasha's like, "All right, see ya."
Except for he says, all right, I'm going. See
Yeah,
you.
yeah, sorry. I didn't mean to put as much emphasis on emotion there. Kagome wakes up and sees a spider web.
Sorry, I'm not home right now.
Yeah, everyone's going to be walking into spider webs.
Mm-hmm.
But they cannot leave a message and call you back because there's no telephones in this era.
Not in this era. They'd have to go back to Gomez.
Yes. Kikyo and Kohaku are also traveling and notice some spider webs, and then they're like hanging out in a village in a barrier, just trying not to get spider webbed. And then a little girl gets spider webbed, and Kikyo's like, "I gotta get her," and then she gets spider webbed from this. What a surprise!
Hmm.
Inuyasha and the gang run after where all the spider webs are because Kagome can see them. Everyone else cannot. And then they run into that village where they're like, "Hey, what happened here?" And like, "Oh, a priestess saved my child," and then she ran off. Kohaku's in a barrier with the Shikigami, just hanging out. They're like, "You gotta stay here. Don't leave the barrier."
No leaving.
Mm-hmm. Kikyo's just in a weird little hut, just hanging out, stuck in some spider webs.
Mm-hmm.
And then the gang finds their way to there. And Yasha goes in and tries to get her out. He gets caught in some spider webs. Now he's stuck. And then the rest of the gang shows up. And Kagome tries to purify the webs and does a little bit from the outside. We can't do it on the inside. And then she goes up to the little hut, and Kikyo's like, "Don't touch the webs." And then the webs touch her and then suck her in.
I do like that Koga at one point's like, so what is she shooting at?
Yeah. Roku's like, "I think it's the spider webs.
It's gotta be the webs.
Kagome wakes up and she relives the event from 50 years ago for like the 50th time.
Yeah, you want to see what happened 50 years ago again?
Yep. And then there's no more spider webs, and Kikyo's like, here's my bow. You want to shoot me in the neck?" And then the bow breaks. And she's like, "Well, you got to go to Mount Azusa and get a new bow, and then you can shoot me in the neck and purify me." All right, get going, kid.
Go on, you little scamp.
You little scamp. And then Kagome tells Inuyasha she doesn't want to see his face.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Well, I mean, one of the things is that they're like, "Oh, you've been slightly corrupted by
The spooder
the
webs.
spooder webs," and She's like, must be the corruption talking. He's like, no, it's not. But like,
Ah.
this is partially his fault. So,
Naraku is just really into love triangles. That's why he's doing all this.
God, he needs to get better material.
True. Byakuya finds Kohaku somehow and then blows up the Shikigami and then chases after Kohaku a lot until he gets snared in some snakes.
Snakes.
And they bite him and poison him with the miasma venom. And then Sashibaru just shows up and is like, Moriyomaru's scent disappeared. Did he get eaten by Naraku? Anyways, I smelled a foul scent, so I came here to dispose of it. And Byakuya's like, I gotta go. See ya. And Jokin and Ren show up and are like, oh no, Kohaku. And Sashimaru's like, hey, don't touch the spiders, them snakes. They're not good for you. And Ren's just like, so what happens if
already been bitten?
yeah, what happens if one of us has already gotten bitten? And then you just see Jokin holding on. He's like, help. It won't let go.
He's crying.
And Sashimaru's just like, yeah, Kagome's going to the mountain. They're going up the stairs.
The Mario 64 stairs.
The Mario 64 stairs, and then a fog envelops her, and everyone disappears except for her, and then a weird faceless creature shows up, and it just becomes Kikyo for whatever reason. And just walks her up the stairs like, here's a bow. Anyways, now you got to get down to the bottom of the mountain, and then you'll be good. But then she sees Inuyasha and Kikyo, and then they can't see her. And she's wrapped up in spider webs, but Kikyo can see her, so she's very upset by this. And then she falls, and then she's hanging on a cliffside while Kikyo taunts her, and then the Guardian's just like, hey, I'm here too. How's it going?
Yeah, what up?
And then now it's just like fake Kikyo and Kagome bantering with each other about who should rightfully be with Inuyasha, and they're jealous of each other and all sorts of just dumb stuff.
Yeah.
You know, stuff we've already gone through multiple times through this series that we didn't really need to rehash again. Just more of that. And then Inuyasha and Kikyo show up where everyone else is, as Koga's is like, she's not showing up, something's wrong. And then Inuyasha's like, I'll get her.
Puts Kikyo down and runs up the stairs.
Yeah. And then Kagome just basically is like, well, I have memories of Inuyasha that you don't have, so I can't be jealous of you. And then she can lift up the bow that was very heavy before. And then the Guardian's like, all right, you're good, I guess. Now you can take the bow and go do your stuff. You have been freed of the spider webs. Congratulations.
Ooh, jealousy's dead,
fake.
I'm sure.
And then she just falls backwards. And then Naraku's just like, oh, she's free of the spider webs. Now we can kill Kikyo. It's like, all right, whatever. Who cares?
Why didn't he just do that to begin with? But anyway.
Why didn't he trap her in spider webs and then just be like, I'm going to kill you now?
Right. I mean, like, we know that the end is coming here for her.
Yeah, it's dumb.
But yeah, it was just stupid, and like I understand that there are feelings involved, but also like Inuyasha and Kikyo both have to acknowledge at some point, like, Kikyo's dead. This is not the actual Kikyo. She is a dead woman. Like, you're just making this worse on yourself.
Also, it just like reduces both Kikyo and Kagome down to just like one-dimensional characters who can't do anything without Inuyasha in this episode specifically.
Yeah, that's the thing that's really, really annoying to me, is that it's just like everything has to be about their relationship with him, and it's like, can we not just do like jealous girl stuff all the time? Like, it happens, I get it, I understand that, but like,
but it's just constant throughout the series.
And the fact that it's like, oh man, I was gonna use this against them to make it Kikyo, blah blah blah. It's like, really?
Like, I think you could do just like Naraku wants to get rid of Kikyo, like he's done previously. Like, sure, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like doing this whole extra step is just super unnecessary and useless, and just another way for them to rehash this dumb love triangle stuff that they've just constantly thrown out through the entirety of the series that, at this point is super just overdone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just completely unnecessary for this to be the step that he needs to take to try and get rid of Kikyo. It's very stupid.
Well, next week's episode's gonna be stupid too.
Yay! We got some trivia
Yay!
here.
Okay.
Naraku is forced to take back in Onigumo's heart. However, this time he has no trouble with maintaining control of his actions, actually being able to go through with trying to kill Kikyo.
No explanation.
Yep.
Sure.
And Kagome saw a similar illusion of Inuyasha and Kikyo back in Kikyo, captured by Naraku, which was, of course, episode 33.
Yeah, we've seen these visions many, many times.
Yeah, many times after that episode as well, so...
Yeah, like this is not new information, and
No.
I don't
Especially,
know.
like, immediately she's like, oh, hey, it's the scene from 50 years ago.
Yeah, like
She's, like,
she
not
knows
even
it.
surprised by it. She's like, yep, this is it again. But anyways, next time we'll be discussing episode 175, or episode 8 of the final act, entitled Among the Twinkling Stars. Bye-bye Kikyo, question mark?
Yeah,
Get out of here.
but we gotta deal with smooches and stuff first.
Yep. Anyways. Yeah, that's going to do it for us this week. So if you'd like more from us, head on over to seasonalanimeCheckup.com or sac.cool, where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Seasonal Anime Checkup OVA. Also find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you'd like more from Ann go to annladium.com. She's got columns and reviews. You can follow us on Twitter and TikTok at Anime Checkup. Follow us on Blue Sky at seasonalanimeCheckup.com. You can buy our books, Sunshine Moment, a critical analysis of Love, Life, Sunshine, Hot Tubs, and Pac-Man on Amazon.com. And support us on Patreon, patreon.com/SACOVA. So join us next time as it's time to say goodbye to Kikyo.
Goodbye. Good riddance.